hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainment? So today I'm coming to you with another show recap. We doing Love After Lockup. I believe it's like season 5 or something like that. What y'all got me into watching this show? Because this show... Also, I want to put out a big disclaimer. I do not mean to disrespect any of Assanti's family. I do know that Assanti, if you guys are looking at the camera right here, has unfortunately passed due to a vehicle accident in a runaway from police officers. So I do not want to, I hope any family members or anybody that runs across that does know Assanti. I am recapping the show based off of what I'm seeing on the show. Condolences do go out to the family, and sorry for his untimely passing. Okay, so first, let's get started on the first couple who's introduced to is Britney and Kiori. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Kiori give. Listen, I'm not really into T niggas. We go, T girls and it's T niggas. But when Kiori stepped out, I said, he looked good. I said, wow. The picture doesn't do him justice, you guys. Kiori looked like really, really good. So Kiori, if y'all don't know, is a trans man, okay? So he's a T nigga. And she knew that he was trans before they got together. And basically, we see her kind of getting ready for his release. So she's like, my man. So like, my family doesn't really accept me because, I'm gay. I have a whole bunch of tattoos. I didn't graduate college. And, I'm dating a trans man and somebody straight out of prison. And her family is Hispanic, of course. So you already know they see her as like a big failure, which somebody coming from the islands, I already know how that feel like. So Britney already has had the weight of her shoulders on her, okay? But he might be worth it because they're cute together. So the daddy calls in while she's getting ready to bail him, to get him out that clinker. Mind you, she on probation. So she had to get him out of jail and had to stay like 1,000 feet away from the facility so she don't violate her probation. So the dad and the parents are like very disappointed as he calls in. He's just like, oh, you're going to see him? Oh my God. Right? So he's just already not really happy with it. So next couple we meet, you guys, is Reneka and Assanti. Listen, Reneka needs to be on Baddies. Reneka for Baddies season 5. Reneka for Baddies International. Oh my God. Like, she needs to be on Baddies. So we meet Reneka, you guys, and she moved her whole daughters and family to where he's located and spent over $4,000 in order to be with the man. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of a lot of Nancy from BGC 10. I'm Nancy. She reminds me a whole lot of Nancy. So she like, absolutely banana. My dad made 72. My name is Reneka. I've been dating Assanti for a couple of years and a couple of times now, and he's in jail for robbery. And Assanti's he's a sexy man. I can't wait for Assanti to get out of jail. Okay, so the first thing we see her is basically outside the clinker, just shivering, waiting for Assanti. So she's shivering, waiting for Assanti outside that jail, and she's spinning. Next thing you know, he comes out of the jail or whatever, the little holder stuff or whatever, comes out, and then she does a spin like she's in Frozen. She had a braided ponytail, and she does a spin like she's in Frozen. And she's like, oh my God, Assanti, oh my God, I love you so much, Assanti. She like, you so sexy in your jail suit. She gives him a big old hug. Reneka could have done so much better. No shade. I'm just saying. Reneka has a lot of spunk. She has a lot of personality. So it's not like she couldn't have gotten anybody better. Not gonna lie. Okay. So her going out with Assanti was sort of a disappointment to me because I see a lot of potential in Reneka. All right. He said something very particular though during his release that, it kind of made me side eye him. It made me look at him with, I had to get my binocular on him. It really kind of side eye him. He said it's the first time he's really touched like in a long time. He's touched a real ass, like a real woman's ass. So I'm like, what you trying to say there, bud? Huh? Because this sounded like you've had a lot of pussy, and that's the first time you getting some tissy in a long time. That's just what I got from what he said. I'm just saying he could have just worded that a little bit differently. I'm just saying. So Reneka, y'all, I told you she has a lot of spunk. She lets us know that she has 3 personalities, and she's a rapper. The first personality she has is Diva Nika. Okay, not to be confused with Onika Taya Mirage.
What's up, y'all? It's Onika Tanya Mirage.
Okay, that's the different Onika. So this is Nika, okay, Diva Nika. Okay, the next Nika we have is Reneka. So this is the regular Reneka that we seeing on the screen. So this is the calm, demure Reneka. So she's the type of girl that's really calm and that can really talk and have conversations with people. So the next personality we meet is Nettie. Okay, she says this is the type of personality that's gonna get bucked. So we even seen a clip of her basically kicking people out her party and getting wild. So she like, you don't want to meet Nettie. Nettie is the type of personality that like you're not gonna want to deal with. Nettie gets shit cracking, you feel me? So Nettie is the type that really get it down. So that is Nettie. Okay, so that's her 3 personalities. In the midst of learning these personalities, you guys, we saw that before she picked up Assanti, she was on the phone with somebody. Now, the person she was on the phone with, she was getting everything regulated so Assanti could get up out that jail. And then she asked him, she's like, who are you, by the way? And we find out that that's Assanti's girlfriend. She even had to rewind and sort of ask the question again. She like, wait. You're who? And then he's like, his girlfriend. And she like, oh, okay. And then she hangs up. I guess she thought, she didn't hear correctly. But nah, like, you getting played by Assanti. Assanti was double dealing, like, big time. So I kind of felt bad when I seen that scene. But she could do so much better. So then we meet Anthony and Shereé. Okay, so this is the next couple that we meet. So Anthony, you guys, has been locked up for quite a while, and Shereé, they known each other since they were 14. And then we meet Anthony's mom. I don't like to talk about people's mama, but like, whoo, she's a looker. Okay. Anthony's mom to me is the problem in that relationship because she has that, and also we have another mom that has the same type of syndrome. She has that sort of I low-key want to sleep with my son syndrome, which is nasty. That's what I got from it. Sorry. Okay. But Anthony, in my opinion, seems like a stand-up guy. I think when he gets out that clinker, he gonna really treat Shereé correctly. Okay, he don't seem like the type that's gonna do, scheming and some, dealing behind her back like Mr. Assanti. Okay, that's just what I get from it. So the mom seems like a huge enabler and really justifying anything. And half the time that Shereé's trying to talk to her, she's like, "Oh, no. You doing too much. You doing too much." And she calming him down. She calming her down because she don't even want to hear her mouth. So next we meet Andy and Britney. So Mr. Andy, he's like, I'm a correctional officer and I met Britney and she got arrested for methamphetamine. That Britney, she said something a little crazy. She said the police officers and officers in her area know her by the back of her head. I'm like, you got to be out here in these streets doing some crazy stuff if they recognize you from the back of your head. Because there's a lot of white women that has the same back of your head with the brunette and shaped like you. So that kind of threw me off when she said it. I'm like, you really was out here just wilding. Child, Andy took over Britney's whole life from the kids and has given her a whopping amount of over like $8,000 to $10,000 in like care. Which, okay, here's the thing. I feel like they're really in love, but I'm scared that like Britney is sort of faking it in order to have that financial backing and just have backing in general. I get a little bit of that because y'all gotta understand people who do the powder donuts and do the substance stuff allegedly. She's been convicted, so it's even alleged. They're very sneaky. Yeah, let me tell y'all this story time real quick. Y'all remember I told y'all I worked at Domino's, right? So I was the general manager at Domino's. I had hired this boy. His name was Kyle, this white boy, and then he, he was good for a little while. Next thing you know, he started acting erratic. So I'm like, it was started giving powder donuts. So there was one time, I guess him and another employee, they were finagling, and like we found out that he indulges a little in the powder donuts. So then he started coming to work acting funny. So it was at one point I had to basically tell him like, hey, if I run you a drug test, are you gonna pass? Because if you don't, you're gonna have to be up out of here. It was to that point. And that's why I feel like people who do the powder donuts and such things, they're very good actors and they know how to pull stuff off. Okay? So that's the only reason why I side-eye Britney a little bit. But I don't want to judge. Okay? Next person we meet is Melissa and Louie. So Melissa and Louie, you guys, Melissa gives me very much Mob Wives tease. Okay? Louie got arrested for robbery. Okay, I just want to. I feel like she was gonna say, he was arrested for murder. Y'all know how they used to be on Mob Wives and stuff like. They'd be like, he was arrested for capital murder, and he's doing 30 years, and when he gets out, he's gonna be with me. Like it was given one of those. Okay, so this is them right here on the screen. She seems like a stand-up woman. Okay, another one who I think could do a lot better than what they dealing with, but we're gonna let them live. Okay, Melissa, you guys, has the same issue as dealing with Shereé and Anthony, the mom. Now we're gonna talk about the mom a little bit later on another video or on the second episode. So Melissa's a mail carrier and she's a bartender. We meet her family. So now this scene was so funny to me. So we meet her family, right? So it's her sisters and then her dad. So they're just sitting there. They're like, "Oh my God, it's taking so long. Where was you? Oh, look, you always running late because it was Louie. You was talking to Louie. Oh, how's they doing?" And then Melissa's just like, "Well, he's getting out of jail in about like two days, and like I just can't wait to lick on his bones. He has good abs, and he has just the face that I want to kiss." So then they just start exposing Louie's teeth. They let us know he ain't got no teeth. He using her for her money. I'm like, these people that sign up for these shows, they have a lot of nerve. And not a lot of nerve. They have a lot of guts and a lot of gusto. Because your life is literally being not only exposed, but you're dating somebody who's freshly getting out of jail. So it's like, it's nothing like, this show is insane. Mind y'all, this is my first season really watching the show. So y'all, bear with me. Melissa's dad, you guys, is not having it. Melissa's dad is stressed to the point where he had to go ahead and take a cigarette break because he doesn't like her being with a felon. Because if y'all don't know, he's a felon. All right. And when we found out Louie has no teeth, apparently they had to remove them due to powder donuts. All right. So Britney, y'all, we back to Britney, and she goes and finally sees her man. Okay, the other Britney. There's two Britneys. This Britney. I gagged. When he came out of there, I said, didn't tell y'all this picture don't do him justice. I said, oh, he looked real good. Real good. We found out he was arrested for being a stick-up guy. Now I thought this was only in the movies. I thought that's called a robber. Okay, so apparently he come up in the streets behind you, be like, stick it up, give me what you got. I know people still do that nowadays. I thought you just get robbed, they don't say nothing to you, like you just know you're getting robbed. So apparently he was the stick-up guy. So he used to do the stick-ups on people, and that's what got him in the clinker. So because of this, he spent a lot of time behind the bars. He even rapped to Britney. And Britney the whole time was just like, oh my God, he's rapping to me. Oh my God, oh my God. So he's just like, so, I break this down to the mother. You talk about me and the penny in the other. You talk about me and the drop. Damn, I put it in the jail, but then I got out. So he did his whole rap in the middle of the street. Mind you, it's in the middle of the streets. You got these cars passing back and forth. They passed it back and forth. They passed it back and forth. I'm like, I know that there's cameras there, but y'all not scared of getting hit. But Britney had to do that though, because y'all gotta understand, Britney on probation, so she couldn't, get him directly outside the jail doors. She had to be across the street, or else she might have violated probation. All right, we're back to Shereé and Anthony, y'all. Now we find out Shereé and Anthony, there's something a little bit up with them. Anthony, you guys, is married. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Okay, Anthony, y'all, is legally married. Now, I know for sure, like, when you're married to somebody that ends up behind bars, I know there's a way you could easily get a divorce just because they're going to be behind bars for a long period of time. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know a lot about criminal stuff, but I do remember knowing a little bit about that. So the fact that he's still legally married still throws me off, because wouldn't that mean that he would be able to like get divorced easily because he's not with that lady no more? But I don't know, Shereé. You might want to check up on that, okay? Because it's given he's still with that lady. Okay, I'm a lady. All right. So because of that, Shereé decides she wanted to make a fake marriage certificate. So she went on Google. Okay, and then she printed it out. And then we saw the fake marriage certificate. That thing was about $100. I know you could get it a little bit cheaper somewhere else. You could have photoshopped it. You could have paid me to Photoshop it for a whole lot less. Okay? She starts getting emotional, and I'm like, sorry. Oh my God. I'm like, get it together. She starts getting emotional because she feels like it's a real marriage and that it doesn't matter. The friend, she on the phone with her friend. The friend is like, they gonna think this is a whole hoax. They gonna think this is a fraud. The friend is like, I don't want you to marry. Okay, like Candy auntie said to Candy when she was trying to marry, I don't want you to marry. She did her one of those. Okay. We're back to Karan and Britney. Okay. So Karan, you guys, is going back to visit his mom. And we met the mom. The mom is so nice and is so respectable because she really accepts him for being a trans man and basically says, no, he's not. He's not a trans man. That's a man. Okay. Shout out to her for really being accepting to him, because after his dad found out, he kind of kicked him out. The mom had cancer before and she beat it. So Karan in jail was adamant on supporting his mom behind the bars. Okay. Shout out to your mom though, because not every child hears that. I'm telling you, they really don't. So lastly, we ended off with Reneka. Okay. Now Reneka, you guys, is driving home with Ashanti and they about to get it on. Okay. So she's like, so like, Ashanti, you got a girlfriend? You gotta show me that, because it's like I feel like you trying to play me. Like, do you want to be in an open relationship, or like you want to be in an open relationship? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And then he's like, man, if you tripping, you could drop me off right here. In the confessionals, he does give though. I will say that he's not a bad looking man. Okay, he's not. So I could see how Reneka could have got matized. It's very easy. Okay. So he's like, drop me off here on the side of the road if you're not trying to be with me. So she did her little pull over real quick. And then she probably looked at the print real quick. She like, never mind, you know I ain't gonna do that to you, Ashanti. So she keeps driving and they're going back home. And she's sort of grilling him about the girlfriend situation. Okay. So they get home and basically Asante hasn't had any Debbie cakes in forever. And he says something else that's a little suspect. He said he hasn't had a woman's ass in a long time. So I'm like, ooh, what does that mean? but we're gonna take it for what it is. Okay, they start doing the do. We TV cameras probably ended up exiting. Next thing you know, 4 hours later, he gets up and then he heads out the door. So I think he called that other lady that was on the phone and he said, "Bring." And not gonna lie, that other lady sounded very raspy voice, like I'm just saying, allegedly. And then he disappears, hoodie and all, in the middle of the night. So I don't know where he going, but Reneka, well, Diva Nika, because that's what she had to be when she was getting her Big Debbie cakes pounded that night, was left in her bed all alone. And that was it for the premiere episode. This series, though, is sickening. Thank y'all to really put me on game, because I would see some of the stuff on the news with the whole Monique situation and Love After Lockup, but I never really checked it out. So y'all put me on game. Stay tuned for episodes 2 and 3. I'm gonna make a separate video on that together. Let me know what y'all think about this premiere and the season so far. And we are babies.
No personal thing.